What to play? What to play? Maybe? Many games rely on mystery or vagueness, leaving things completely unexplained and open to interpretation. Through the Fragmentation is one of those games. It's a surreal, lo-fi fever dream that feels like it's breaking while you play it. The game starts in a bar called the Crowbar, surrounded by bird people. You're there to meet a driver, but you arrive early. The bartender points you towards a stranger outside who offers you a side deal. Whatever you find on your main job, bring it to him first for a reward. Once the driver arrives, you head to the meetup point for the client, but there's a problem. The parking garage is locked. This is where the game reveals its immersive sim DNA. You have choices. You can track down a keycard from a local hermit, or you can find a hole in the vents under the outside stairs, picking the hammer up on the way, and dropping the vent straight into the garage. You meet the client at the bottom of the garage. The job is simple. Steal a data disk from room 23 in the neighborhood building. Again, you have options. Smash the glass and walk the ledge, or claw through the vents and parkour across the pipes. When you reach room 23, the key is under the doormat. Classic. Inside the room is lived in and paranoid. Sticky notes and photos cover the walls like someone was investigating a conspiracy. You grab the disc and head back, only to find the client dying. He's been ambushed. With his last breath, he asks you to take the disc to a group in the sewers. The password? Fragmentation. At this point, the narrative shatters. To reach the true ending, you actually have to complete all 3 of these fragments. You can take the disc to the sewers, return it to the Crowbar buyer, or keep it for yourself and hack into it. If you head to the sewers, you find a door with one of these sliding speakeasy peepholes. You give the password, and the boss reveals they've opened a portal to the Fragmentation. Your mission? Go in and find out why no one ever comes back. The portal leads to a world that makes the city feel normal. It's an endless, trippy maze of corridors. You meet others who have gone mad trying to navigate it, and a mysterious man at a campfire who actually prefers his chaos to the mundane city life. Eventually, you find a broken robot. If you found the memory card earlier, you can sync up with it to pull 2 levers simultaneously, opening the final gate. Waiting for you is a cube with eyes. This is theorized to be the architect of this reality. Interacting with it sends you straight back to the main menu. You've secured your first fragment. For the second path, you return to the Crowbar and sell the disc to the original buyer. You take the money, give it to your driver for fuel, and prepare to leave town. The driver tells you the town isn't what it used to be. As he speaks, the road ahead simply vanishes. The world turns into a literal void. Both you and the driver are left bewildered as the screen goes black and the game abruptly closes itself. The last ending is the most meta. Instead of handing the disc over, you head to the offices in the parking garage building. After distracting a worker with a lighter, you can find a password in a trash can and hack into a terminal. You install the disc and the game transforms into a Matrix-style world of ASC2 code, just ones and zeros. At the end of this digital corridor, you find a fuse box with a note that says, "Do not switch off." Naturally, I switched it off. The game crashes again, and the third fragment is yours. Oh my god, that actually switches off the game. With all 3 fragments collected, the game finally lets you see behind the curtain. You find yourself in a noir-style white void. At the top of a long staircase, you enter a room where a computer is running the game itself, specifically the Unity engine. You can see the developer's notes and the literal building blocks of the world you just played through. Sitting against the wall is a character I can only assume is a developer. He speaks in riddles, just like the bird people, leaving the why of the fragmentation up to your own interpretation. Then it cuts to black. Now you know the narrative, but here's why I believe Through the Fragmentation is so criminally underrated. It's not just the lo-fi art style or the fact that the whole thing feels like a fever dream. It's a symbolism. The game is incredibly ambiguous, meaning every theory has weight. What I'm about to break down isn't the official answer, because there isn't one, but it's what I and others in the small cult following of this game have managed to piece together. Those Matrix-style glitches I mentioned earlier, they aren't just for show. Theory 1 suggests a city is a digital construct. Ending C supports this the most. When you install that disk, you aren't just hacking a computer, you're patching the reality of the world itself. This theory suggests a message about the artificiality of modern life and that desperate need to unplug. There's a specific bird you can find downtown staring through a fence into an alley. He describes the city as a strange prison. The question if he's ever even left that alley in his life. It's surreal. It feels like the game's AI is talking directly to you, the player. It's a developer's suggestion that we might just be NPCs in our own real world script, following a routine we didn't write. Then there's theory 2, social regression. Look at the bird people, they all look identical. They've lost their culture, their individuality, and their souls to the mundane work, eat, sleep, repeat cycle of the city. The game acts as a warning against the soul-crushing nature of repetitive modern life. We see the proof in the fragmentation maze. The bird at the campfire isn't scared of the chaos, he prefers it. He'd rather live in a broken, twisting maze than go back to the boring, safe routine of the city. Writing this out makes it feel like an English essay, but that's the power of this game. Honestly, this game shocked me. When I first loaded it up, I had my doubts. It looks like something a 13-year-old could have built in their bedroom. A casual viewer might look at the graphics and turn it off after 5 minutes. But if you look closer, it's a poetic reflection of our own world. It's a test of your brain and your perspective. If you want to experience the fragmentation for yourself, it's on Steam right now, cheap as chips. If you like having your reality questioned, I can't recommend it enough. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep dives into the game that time forget, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next hidden gem.